Hello, how na dey now? Okay, I want to talk on a topic when I feel that it's very sensitive at the same time. That's something when already they eat the fabric of the nation. And something when I think we need to understand, something when I think we need to know the effect and the danger of ignoring it, and that is JAPAISm. But the thing is, Japa is different from migration. And I want to use something to talk about so many articles I don't read about Japa online and articles written by great academians, individuals who don't take out time, do research, spend resources, spend funds to gather information so that they fit state the reasons, the causes, the effect, the danger, and provide also solution to the federal government or the government of the day on what they need to do and start doing it on how to curb this JAPAISm when don't they hit the fabric of the nation. Why Japa they eat the fabric of the nation are because of it not just they affect the section of the nation when not today very important, they affect the very heartbeat of the nation when they very important, which is the youth. The people when they really Japa, now the youth. The productive age, the age when any country when they in those age brackets or when their population fall into those age brackets, a country when would likely do well, because now that age then be the productive age. Now that age nine man that he want do and find his footing, and that is the age between 18 and 35. And Nigeria is seen or is known as one of the, if not the youngest population in the world, with an average age of 18 years. So we are at our prime. So many countries they jealous of us because now our prime that we do right now. The prime when we say anything when we put our heart to achieve, we go feel achiever. There's always a high chance of someone who puts in mind at something to do at this productive age when not go achieve. It go achieve them. It might not always get at the peak, but it go always climb top. And at this fabric, Japa they eat up. And from the articles I read online, they stated out the causes, stated out the effects, stated out the solutions, professed a lot of solutions, drop hypotheses and theory on all the causes, that is, all the causes of Japa, the effects of Japa. And I went through all of these articles and it was very beautiful. And I don't know if he mentioned all of them, so there's no need for me to mention any. So, but these great minds, these intellectual, high performing individuals in the society with high pedigrees, when writing these articles, also feel because of I see the similarities when they are attached to migration and Japa, and the fee maybe Japa na a type of migration, but I believe that Japa and migration are totally different thing. So I won't give reasons why if you say Japa and migration are totally different thing, in as much as I want us to understand the effect and the danger of Japa. So more just draw the curtain from here first by beginning with this, that welcome to the Testament podcast.
Instead of be sleep, let it be hate, let it degrade, let it be deep. Some others should weep, some others should keep the memory of the way that I died. Maybe. Okay,
now before we dive deep into this topic, Japa, when I want to consider today, please always remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. Contribute by commenting, contributes and support by sharing, and that is the only way we can promote this our little community. Now, okay, we'll begin like first of all understanding migration. I want to give my own differences or what I feel that why make me feel see Japa and migration are totally different. First of all, let's understand what migration is: the movement of people, the change of individuals, geographical settlement, and it's always born out of necessities. It's always born out of wants and the pursuit of their goals. So it fall into unemployment, female person, change location, health, business, prospect, education, so many other things. In short, insecurity is also reasons why one wants to migrate. But if you can't look at it, why if you say Japa totally different from migration is, what is Japa? Japa is a Yoruba word. I've said that so many times, that, and Japa means to flee, to escape. What do they make one to escape? Now, when something don't become a threat to one survivor, when something becomes a threat to one survivor, the person needs to escape, because see now, if I do not leave this scenario or leave this place or leave doing what I need to do, I'm definitely going to pay for it, and I'll pay dearly for it, and I might not have a second chance. That's not the reason why. Now, your survival instinct go kick in immediately for you to do everything possible to survive. And when we talk about survival is not about your own self now, your futuristic self. You won't survive for your futuristic self, for your children yet to born. Children when you don't really know if they go over get a greater life if they come. You never know if these children come here on earth, whether these children go perform the way you perform, whether they go follow up the right chances, or they go over make your name spoiled. You don't even know. But you want to do everything possible to fight for them, to give them a chance to survive, a chance to live. Yes, migration. Because migration is caused by so many things. And yes, there's a level of insecurity, a level of, yes, being survived to that, but you don't even make comparison if something get just one particular reason why people they do them. And not because they like to do them, not because they want to do them, not because they for not decide to stay if that thing not become a threat to their life. They would have loved to stay. But when something don't become a threat to one's life, you do. It's just like somebody when is faced with one who wants to shoot. As the person point the gun to you and the person try to shoot you and the gun hook, you want to do everything possible to not just to survive, to also cause a great harm to that person. And that great harm when you want to cause to that person, you see it as a good thing to do. You're not going to judge yourself wrongly for surviving, even in as much as what you do now mother, you keep person. So survivor now something between life and death. Now eternal life that separates life and death. Like for instance, if you observe the story of Jesus, what his parents did for him when Herod said, Alpha, we couldn't go inside these villages, go kill all the maids. You saw that the decision of Joseph and Mary to leave Bethlehem was not because they don't see food chop, no. Not because Bethlehem was good. They were under colonial masters. When they oppressed them, they're not getting independent. So now that means that the structure, the government, the politics at that time was not favorable to the people because they were under colonial rule. So that was the reason why they were waiting for Messiah. So they understand the system. They don't decide to stay. But why they decided to leave Bethlehem to Egypt was for the survival of their futuristic self, the survival of their child. It was the survival of their child that made them come out. As soon as they see that man that was a threat to their life, to the life of their child, not a threat to their life, because the law when Herod put at that time was not a threat to the parents, but only a threat to the children. So they had to live for Egypt, because there was a threat to their futuristic self, to their child, to their offspring, and they needed to leave. That one when Joseph and Mary do not be Japa, because it's not born out of this town not dey okay, insecurity dey, food not dey, or this. No. It was just because of their offspring. Now wetin Japa be? Majority of the Nigerians when they leave Nigeria, not because of the government actually, and in as much as than the government they cause the insecurity, but not just the insecurity matter. And the surge for Japa became prominent after the 2020 protest, October 2020. That was when the youth realized that Nigeria has no plan for them. Say, Nigeria not get anything when you want to do for them, that they are on their own. Because there are so many lives, there are so many persons, there are so many parents that lost their loved ones, there are so many persons that lost their loved ones that to date, as I talk to you like this, so they never ever see the body of those their loved ones. That their body cannot be accounted for. That they just know that their loved one went out for protest, a peaceful protest, but never came back. And you go ask yourself, what did really happen on 2020? When change the demographics of the nation, when make people began to realize that not a day for Nigeria for them. Is it that people just realize it not a really day for them? Because before then, we they see strike for school, before they will see unemployment, inflation. It not get what they happen now. When not they happen before 2020. It not get what they happen now. When not they happen before. But the 2020 protest became a realization, a self-realization that nothing is for me in Nigeria. It was not a self-realization for the old ones. It was a self-realization for the productive age, the productive youth. because now the best of the best now they travel out of Nigeria, because there are requirements meant by this different countries, set up by this different country, that you must match up those requirements before they give you visa. That is why they set visa for school, that you coming into the system treats you must go through our system, you must go through our education. That is why, despite say Nigeria official language na English, the UK still set English test for us to answer questions correctly, because they want us to be conformed to their own kind of lifestyle. And they work when they don't set up for those who are not Japa for the UK. Not be work when we say they don't already sit down, no say all immigrants coming into this country, those who want to stay for this country, these are the levels they can get to. And if they want to exceed these levels, these are the things that they need to do. They are going to get this certification. They are going to go through this process before they can get to that height. But basically, as they come, this is only the place they can get to. Maybe if they do any one or two things or get any other skill, they can get to this point. It means every point have been structured out for the immigrant. You don't get what they happen for to Nigerians in the UK or in Europe when, say, the system not they are aware of. Now I want to talk about the monarch butterfly. The monarch butterfly is a very fascinating and interesting insect. The butterfly that travels for more than 3,000 miles, that's approximately 4,808 kilometers, the distance between Nigeria to America. Now this butterfly, as fragile as this butterfly, they travel to go to his breeding ground and come back again. It covers this distance. And you now begin to ask yourself, how is this beautiful creature is able to navigate itself through weather, through terrain, tough terrain, through climatic conditions, and find the right place, get to their right destination? And the also amazing thing about this butterfly, now they understand that that distance they need to cover determines their survival. That if they need to reproduce and create, they need to cover that distance. And man, I just can't go through that distance. I can't say we sometimes when we humans, so they feel say we too know things. See, when you understand some kind of things, when you begin to find out some kind of things, a culture, pattern, and intellectual display of this insect. Now, see another fascinating thing about this monarch butterfly is one butterfly cannot successfully cover this 3,000 miles. What that butterfly needs to do is it go produce, and whatever thing it produce, the egg when it go produce or whatever its kind when it go produce, it go pass the information, maybe through gene or I don't know, go pass the information to that one, tell and say, I don't travel reach this point. You need to travel to so point. You need to navigate through so point. You don't need to go back. You don't need to go to the east. You don't need to go to the south. You don't need to go to the west. You need to go straight to the north. Navigate yourself until you get to the breeding ground. Find your way there by every means possible. And that one go die. And the offspring will grow to come understand this information when their parents don't tell them. Then this offspring will come prepare themselves in such a way that this their father that lived for 3 to 4 weeks, they will now prepare themselves to live for 9 months, for 6 to 9 months. Do everything possible, build up themselves, go gym house, go gym, go the best of school, go learn all the information, gather all, make this information to become a mapping ground that will take transcend, that they want to move, progress, get to their right destination. They'll come build themselves. Because they'll come build themselves, come gym up, come eat the right food, get out the right information, their system automatically will not change. They will not cover longer distance than their parents. They will not successfully be able to navigate the terrain, pass through some kind rocky place, cover this amazing distance, and get to the breeding ground. Butterfly. Because they understand what survival is all about. Now, one butterfly covers 70 to 75 miles a day. That is approximately the distance between Oyo and Ogun State. Every day. Just try to imagine what butterfly is able to achieve when their survival instinct kicks in. Now, for our survivor, if we need to travel around the world 10 times, we have to. And the crazy thing is, not be all you want to, you go die along the road. But because you understand the importance of your surviving, you don't want to go in extinction. You will also structure yourself to be able to pass out that information to your offspring and let him understand the importance of the journey. Make him begin the journey in earnest. Prepare himself in the best form. Indulge himself and pattern himself in the right way. Forget every other distractions. Forget pleasures. Forget every other thing. Structure himself in a way that he will gather the momentum. He will build up himself to withstand every condition to get to that place for their survival. When your survival instinct kicks in, you do everything, even if you die in the process. Because if you look everybody when they japa, they're not really done because of themselves. They're done because of their offspring. My futuristic self, my tomorrow, my children, my children. What is it doing to Nigeria? It is destroying the fabrics of the nation. In no distant time, we will start to feel the serious effect of Japa. For now, we feel they manage the effect because we never understand, because they're the best of the best. They leave the country, the best minds, the best health. Those when get good health condition, when not get any organ when they fail, because the country when they go, they set table for them. These are our requirements. You can't just come. You have to be free from social diseases. So now the best of the best, they leave the nation. I want to make emphasis on that. The best of the best. And they leave Nigeria. And we'll begin to feel the pain that comes if we not control this Japa. You know why? In as much as it's going to come and affect every one of us and we're going to feel it deeply, I'm still have this beautiful feeling, understanding the fact that I'm not just only going to be the one who's going to go through the pain, that every Nigeria, even if you're living outside the shores of Nigeria, for as long as your origin comes from this place, you're going to feel it. You feel it. Yes, young over was past. Those when they side the country. There's every survival instinct that will make you survive one way or the other. They not feel annihilate you completely. You go survive one way or the other. You get stronger because human built to adapt. You go adapt. You go learn the system. You go grow in the system. You become a prof in the system and allow the system to favor you. Beat the same game. Yes, but now you when get futuristic self outside the shores of Nigeria, and go feel the real hell of JAPAISM. The real hell will go come to you. Even in your grave, you're the feel up. The politicians, they do, you take your children. Let me build up a scenario for you. You take care of your kids to go to the best of schools in the UK, in Europe, in Americans, wherever. And you deprive your children indirectly for understanding the beauty of their culture, the beauty of understanding where they come from. You deprive your children in as much as you are giving them the best. That is what you've done by taking them out of the shore. So person when they Nigeria, know Nigeria past person when they are abroad. You know, guy wanted to, you cannot make comparisons with somebody when learn theory and somebody when experience them. There's no comparison to that. And that will not become an advantage already. And because of your family when don't come structure into that kind of society, there's every chance that maybe 20 or 10% will decide to come, just to come no one or two inside. May not go decide to stay. Your heritage don't break along the line. Nobody can really trace your history anymore. You will not. They say after 2 or 3 generations, nobody will trace you back to becoming Nigerian because your great-grandchildren don't accept the other culture. And among all of them, accepting the other culture, some go they believe the kind life when for your grave you go to turn. Some of them I don't they feel already now. Transgenderism, they see how they affect in some of our children. We see how some of them they behave, they regret why you carry them go school for abroad already because they don't understand the culture, the respect that they're supposed to get. You don't deprive them in as much as they provide the best for them, because the very best for them now when they did the country, they receive the best education if you have done the right thing in the position you're occupying right now. But because of say you not to get sense, you think say everything is centered around money, so you can't believe say once you take the money you build yourself a good one. You don't know say indirectly they cause great pain for yourself. Everyone is definitely going to feel the pain, but I not to digress. Let me go back to the cause of Japa. The cause of Japa, not just one thing: insecurity. And once your survival instincts don't kick in, you gotta do everything to survive. You gotta do everything to survive now. Either learn the system, manipulate the system to favor you, or do everything for you to live. You gotta do one thing to get out. And the Nigerian security is somehow, it's totally different, like from every other security when any other country they go through. Nigeria insecurity is different because more reason like this. If you come out insecurity from Nigeria and allow the corruption and every other thing to did wages or still day, and you want to rate Nigeria among other African countries, Nigeria will come like want to as the best country where they practice democracy from Africa. Which country want to make comparisons when they really practice democracy? See the transition when that happens is when we begin to practice democracy from 1999. Transition have been very effectual. As you do your 8 years at most, you get out. You don't stay there anymore. You cannot even formulate the system or the constitution to favor you. Obasanjo wanted to do it, and he saw even a vice president turn against him. So there's nothing you can do to achieve that in Nigeria. The transition must complete. The best you can do is to do 8 years. If you doubt and make another person do pass 8 years, you go discover say the people when you dey give bread, they go poison the bread when you dey give them, make you chop. They go poison the bread for you, make you chop. You must do your 8 years and come out. Everybody want to rule for Nigeria. So nobody, after I do your 8 years, man, do my own. The insecurity in Nigeria is different. If you come out the insecurity, Nigeria is one of the best in Africa. But the insecurity in Nigeria differs. I want to break and down small. Banditry, for instance. Banditry or bandits, now one particular game that they play. Kidnap for money, kidnap for rituals. Because there are politicians that need parts of humans to do their game. There are politicians who they sponsor bandits for their political game, political scores. We know that there are politicians who are sponsoring the band. Politicians sponsor bandits. The banditry in Nigeria sponsor it. You see how it destroy the fabrics of the nation, and they think say, or a few Nigerians just died. Okay, we can party with it, talk about it, and it will trend. Don't worry, Nigerians, they can forget, they'll forget about it. It's not going to exceed a week, they will let it go. The government, the system, they don't understand how to manipulate us. They don't understand how to change the game, play the game, beat us in the game, because they don't know what we want. They know say once they throw some scrums around us, some few ones go definitely pick. They go pick, influence the major, and everywhere go scatter. That is the reason why I say most protests, not the field work. And when Nigeria began to realize that self-realization in 2020, Japa just blew up. Everybody needed to leave. Nigeria became a threat to everyone's life. Today is still a threat. You talk, they arrest you. Anything you do. They celebrate the corrupt officials. They celebrate corrupt politicians. Those when they try want do witty good, they shame on them. They say they be fool. The fews when want try do the few things when they feel do, they call them fools. Because the truth is, if you say a politician won't do good, me and you say politician won't do good, and work out poor, well, we go laugh and say, see this one. Even if you do good, why you not keep some for yourself? Because won't just talk about insecurity. Now, the insecurity in Nigeria is totally different. You see the banditry. You see the herdsmen, what did they do? Land grabbing. The herdsmen, see, they share the insecurity. Everybody know what they do. Everybody know his own work. The herdsmen do what? Key farmers take their land grabbing. More than 10 villages. They don't take more than 10 villages for Plateau State. Benue, Plateau, Kaduna, Niger, all this Zamfara, all of these northern states, they experience every day herdsmen wahala. So you want me say they don't know where this herdsmen? You want me say they don't find solution to herdsmen situation? Just go tell you say hands they inside. You sure the people when they carry the nomadic Fulanis when they carry the cattle, when they read the cattle. If you will look at them, you know that not be them they enjoy the money. Who get the cattle? Are the cattle not owned by the elite business owners and politicians when they run the game? So who they buy the arms? Do you know how much for AK-47 when herdsmen go they carry AK-47? Where they see the money for cow when they don't get. So you see everything is sponsored by the politicians. Sponsored by the politicians. They are sponsored by the politicians. Now we see another one, the Islamic jihadists. Islamic jihadists, what are they doing? You see everybody get particular game. The Islamic jihadists faced now ethnic cleansing with their own. Cause great pain for those when did the middle bit. Check them now. The Islamic jihadists, what are they doing? Destroying Christians. I tell Toka on several occasions, it's painful to know that the GOs, the Christian leaders are not talking about it when it is obvious that they see ethnic cleansing. You sure the US government don't call out Nigerian government several times about this ethnic cleansing, this genocide when they happen. There are Christian communities in the Middle Belt have been attacked. They attack Christian communities every day. Nobody they talk. They go kill 50 today, kill 30 today. They will also say they will find solution. Ethnic cleansing. We are seeing repetition of what happened in 1915. The Armenian genocide, where thousands and millions of Armenian Christians were killed. And that changed what the modern Turkey is today. That's one of the reasons when play out for what the modern Turkey be today. the Armenian genocide, and see wetin how it change Turkey today. Same thing now dey happen again. The jihadists, the Islamic jihadists go kill. Now everybody don. The real owners of these lands, the real owners of these communities don dey stay for IDP camps. They don't stay there. More than 2.5 million Nigerians are in internal display communities all across Nigeria. More than 2.5. Nigeria is not at war, no. No, Nigeria not there at war. Nigeria not there at war. They don't kill more than 7,000 Christians already. Nigeria is not at war. Every day they kill more than they kidnap more than 100 Nigerians. Nigeria is not at war. How many people did they kill for Russia-Ukraine war? As Russia go shoot all the 598 missiles, 3,000 drones, they go fly there, spend more than $100 million for one attack. At the end of the year, 20-something people now die for Ukraine. They bomb these houses, they bomb this refinery, they do this one, they do this one. They go spend $100 million for one operation, and only like 4 people go die. Then Nigeria, more than 20. Mine not exaggerate. Nigeria, more than 2,000 people they die as a result of insecurity daily. And you say Nigeria is not at war. Don't you reason now? You not think me and you they deceive ourselves. Don't you feel so? That me and you contribute, we really know say our hand they inside this thing. Our hand inside this thing. You can't run away from this thing. This thing staying you too. Because you dey contribute to a contributing factor. If you no reason like that, you no go find solution. Everybody need to know and hold himself responsible for the situation Nigeria they go through. Because me and you contribute. And me they tell you, take am from me, we both contribute for the situation. This Nigeria matter will contribute. You say how? How will they contribute? Check your own small circle, the kind things when you do. Then reason now, if you really be the governor of this state, do you think you would have done better? Talk through, reason now. Check all the beautiful things when they come with governors. You see, the beautiful things when they come with the governors, now the things when we not they see, the enjoyment, the lavish lifestyle, everything when they chop, when they enjoy, you know they pay for it. See, the beauty about, imagine say everything when they enjoy every day, you know they pay for it. Everybody they contribute to the effect, the situation when Nigeria they go through. Might bounce back to Japa, might not to digress. I really want to talk so many things today. Okay, now, I don't talk about banditry, I don't talk about Islamic jihadists when they caused ethnic cleansing and genocide for the Middle Belt and the North. I don't talk about herdsmen. There's another one when categorized another individuals when they happen. Very funny. See, I say they share work. They share work. Another particular one are this terrorist group. Boko Haram, the ISIS and different terrorist group when they. What be their main work? They work for the politicians too. And international bodies and organizations. We saw it from record that the US aid get one way or the other where they sponsor insecurity based on small money when they give them. One, we see the structure of new colonialism when they happen for Francophone country. How would they see president when be puppet used by these our former colonial masters so they control the economical, the political and the social circle of that country. They take them of their bread, they deprive them of their bread. We see them. So one way or the other, in the act of trying to control your former, what you do is you engage in different vices for as long as it pushes your agenda and it makes you continually benefit from that society. You don't mind even if some lives go die. You go want try to do it. So to control the political game, cut across so many places, so many things. So they can do it in good way. They can do it also in bad way. Do it in good way by give you aids. They do it in good way by give you arms. They do it in good way by supporting you, make you stronger and become better. They also do it in bad way because they get their own agenda. We cannot give you aid, give you free money, free bees to come back like us. So they can give you aid in terms of loan for you to pay like times 20 of the money they actually give you. They can give you loan, give you aid in so many ways. And you, because of say you are so narcissistic, because of say it's all about yourself, your hedonism character, they express itself, you not go mind. It's all about your pleasure. Even if it's going to cause everybody pain, it's all about you. You see, the Boko Haram, the ISIS, and this terrorist group is used in both internal and external factor. All this Boko Haram and the ISIS and different terrorist group now be domestic terrorism. When politicians go tell them to carry out some of their intentions, some of their what they need to do to get political scores, and external bodies go say engage them to drive home their own agenda. You see the different insecurities. Now these people, they drive people out of the country. Because everybody just care about themselves. Now for me and my family alone. Nobody they see the bigger picture of the danger when lie ahead. the danger when they wait for us all. You don't feel run away from her. Because what you sow is what you reap. Now the truth that they tell you, not me say they lie to you. Now the truth, what you sow is what you reap. So in conclusion, in my own findings, I don't see say Japan migration of it to they don't get in as much as they get similarities. They're not two, they be two different things. One are escape. One you get options. Migration are optional. Even if that's still part of surviving, but not optional. But Japan don't get option at all. Japan are gas school man for my futuristic self. And are the best of the best. Now they leave Nigeria. That should like make you catch small code. If not the best of the best, they leave Nigeria. That should give you some code. Say in the nearest of future, things go too bad for Nigeria. See, everything are facts. And not be all facts be true though. But not me say all facts nothing can be true. So that's just my take about Japa. I hope we learn from it. I hope the government begin to do what is right and begin to channel this thing. Because at the end of the day, now I no go favor pass. Peace out.
Yeah, instead it be them, let it be me. Since I will die, inevitably, then let it be, that it be said, when I am dead. Some other was free, some other was fed, some other not me, was able to see that long as we live inside of a country where no one is safe, no one is safe. We only evade, try to escape the imminent doom, but closer the date looms. It comes for all. If we must go, then at least when we fall, when we're